Okay. So I just restarted system and reopened file, and it's rendering now. It's working. So maybe there's some technical glitch. So now it's working perfectly without any problem. I just reopened and opened the renderer. It's working now. No problem. So you can see it's little noisy. Everything is little noisy because you can see the sample is 3, the multiplier is 3. That's what's little noisy. If I increase the sample multiplier, it will like remove all this noise. It will become really smooth and crisp render.
What was the problem with the renderer before?
I don't know, like I guess some technical glitch. I just restarted Maya. It works now. It started working. So now it's working automatically. I didn't do anything. Just reopened Maya and now it's working. So I guess some technical glitch. So anyways, because that's how it's supposed to be. Like you just create a sky dome and it renders. You don't have to do anything.
Okay.
So I did this. So you can see like everything looks kind of same. This looks like plasticky everything. So I have to convert the skin like it should look like skin. So now basic setup was already ready. Now I have to convert this thing. I have to connect the displacement map. So before applying my textures or other things, I'll check out my displacement map. I'll fix that. Then I'll connect my rest of the maps. So I'll just keep it in the separate different screen. And I'll go to hyper, select the head, go to hyper shade. So this is my old material. So let me remove that, delete unused everything, and head, right click, graph network. It will show you the network. So right now this is just a basic material. It's not a skin shader. To make a skin shader, what I have to do is click on this and preset. You can do it here also, or you can do it here also. You click on preset, you can see there's something called skin. It's already available in already there in Arnold. It's part of Arnold. So there you can see there a lot of presets are already there. So you can use that preset, click and replace. So now this will become a skin shader. So you can see instantly it will re-render this. Just give me a second. All.
Sir, you are muted.
Oh, sorry. So I just like oh sorry, I was talking so much. So what I did is I just changed this to skin shader. So instead you can see it become a skin color, all this color reflection and specularity, everything changed automatically. I haven't corrected anything. You can see it just basic shader, nothing else. And now like and I just pause the render and keep it in the separate screen. Now I have to connect my displacement. So do click on this first option. This is your surfacing basically. You can see there is something called displacement material.
Yes.
Matte. Just click on this and assign a file. And you can see automatically create this entire node, displacement and this file. So select this and now I will connect the texture. It's in desktop. I believe this one. Connect the texture. So I haven't done anything. Everything is same. But whenever you apply any grayscale map, this is like really important. Like make sure
Raw.
whenever you assign any grayscale map, change the color space to raw and ignore color space file rules. So if you do this, it won't give you any error. Otherwise, it will show you an error. It will render, but it will show you an error. So if you do this, it won't show any error. And make sure make it gray. This thing, raw, and in color balance, make sure alpha S luminance is switched on. Though by default displacement map, this setting is on. So, but we still make sure, just double check it, it's on. Otherwise, it won't work. And now rest everything is same. I haven't changed anything. Let's check it. Check it. Like what is happening here? I restarted the render. And it will take little time and it will render.
Sir, sir, I unwrapped my model in Max. So the low poly FBX that I have, sir, can I now, like, I have to fix the face a little bit, the area around the eyes. The retopo is not proper, so I need to fix that. So if I import that file into Maya and redo the face, so should I, so will it affect the UVs and all, sir?
Like if you like modify too much, like suppose you delete something and add something, yes, definitely it will affect the UV. But rest of the UV will be the same. It will it will be intact. Nothing will change.
Okay.
So whatever you are modifying, that section will change, will modify automatically.
So, sir, I should do that first and then retexture it.
Yes.
Okay.
So now you can see I haven't done anything. I just connected my displacement map, just displacement map. And you can see, so if I zoom in, 1:1, this is the, so just zoom in this thing. I'll go to render perspective. So you can see my render, this thing is not working, and there's something wrong with the render camera, I believe. That is something I have to fix. So anyways, I guess I'll just, where is my render camera? This one, I can delete that. Pause it and create a camera, new camera, and name it as render cam. Render, and in setting, I can go render. Select this because this wasn't selected, so it was not rendering. Now, if I change, close this and change the select camera, this render camera, maybe 80, and zoom out slightly. And render shape. It's loading everything. I can see it's rendering.
Are you using the same eye texture that you used that day?
Yes, same texture. Anyways, I have to modify in my character. The eyes are more bluish, blackish in color. It's not like human like, so I'll change it. So let's rendering. So you can see small details is still visible. It will, maybe for it's too noisy, let it clear.
Yes, sir. Small details are visible.
And still I haven't subdivided my model. Or
How do we subdivide it?
I'll show that. So I guess I have subdivided, otherwise it should not work. Select the model that you want to subdivide. So you don't have to apply turbo smooth or anything.
Just smoothen it.
Just go to shape next to your head, main material, there under, you can see end, there should be shape written. This one. So if you go to the other one, there also you can see other options. So make sure the second, this middle or tab shape, there is something called Arnold. Click on this, scroll down, and now you can see there's something, one tab called subdivision. Click on this. Yes, see, I have already applied 6 subdivision. That's why my this thing displacement is working. So I had 6 subdivision in ZBrush, so I just selected this, applied 6. That's it. Then no need to modify anything. Scroll down, then you have displacement attributes. Switch on. So by default, this height will be 1, and this scalar value is 1. So keep it 1 only, and try test a render. So render, if it's working perfectly, no need to modify anything. If it's like way too strong, render is like your displacement is very strong, it's like messing up your mesh. In that case, you remember there's a mid value of 0.5 in ZBrush. Then change this to 0.5. If it doesn't work, only and only that case. Right now it's working, so no need to modify. There will be cases it will not work, it will create problem in displacement. That time we'll modify this. Otherwise, keep everything in default, no need to modify anything. One more thing we have to modify is auto bump. Activate this thing. It will by default switched off, make sure switch it on. And rest everything, no need to do anything. Just make sure enable auto bump. These two value, if scalar value is, if the displacement is not working properly, change this to 0.5, it will work. And iteration here, your subdivision level, whatever number of subdivision you had in ZBrush, exact same subdivision. You can go beyond this also, but like not less than that. You can make it like 7, 8, 9, 10 for better result, but make sure no, not 4, 3 or 5. Make sure same subdivision level. So it will give you better result. So this is what you have to do it, and then this thing should work perfectly. So now I can see this render, so I can still have this thing. Everything is rendering. I can see small details. So this is like IPR. So what I'll do is I'll keep this thing. Let's render this thing once.
So what's the main difference between IPR and the other one?
IPR basically this like slowly show you the progress passes. It render one pass at a time. But if you render like the main renderer, it will render everything. What one box will render final render. It will give you a final render of one box. It's like a little longer. It takes a little longer. Here I can see the update progress, and I can always pause it and fix things. That's why initial rendering time we use IPR, and once everything is set, we use the final render.
Okay, sir.
It's like cleaning up slowly, and plus I can see there's like some lines creating. Those things will go once I apply all the maps and everything. Right now there is no map.
So the skin texture that you've applied here is just for showing us, right? We will.
No, I haven't applied any skin texture.
So you added a material, sorry.
Yes, that material, the moment you convert that into a skin shader, it will automatically pick up all this color. It's a preset. Okay. It's a preset. You don't have to do anything there. So still I haven't applied roughness, haven't applied any normal map or any base map. I haven't applied anything. but still you can see all the skin details. Slowly you can see all those things are slightly
Yes, sir.
visible.
Yes, sir.
And you can see the eyes, that reflection, it's catching the reflection nicely. So I don't have to do anything
Yes.
there.
So that is because of the weight transmission.
Yes, that transmission, that's it. So just you have to make it transmission 1, so it will work as a glass. There is a, suppose you have a real glass, like glass, some object. In that case, there is a preset of glass, because glass have this refraction, and solid glass have this refraction should be there, and it's a volumetric refraction. So it like if you use that, it will create a volumetric field also automatically. You don't have to do anything. So you can see all those details are, I can see here, it's generating automatically. So I'll just pause it. Now this is my model. Now I have to connect all my maps one by one. So this is my something else. So this is my main shader, skin, that head one. Now I'll apply all those textures one by one. So I what I have to do, select this, skin, head, weight is 0, make it 1, and color, select your color map that you have exported from Substance. So I have already exported all the maps. Texture, and I have exported all the maps in 8K just to show you, because for better result, better detail. So I have body base color. You can see body base color. Shift right click, copy the path, and open this and paste the path. It will load, but you can see still nothing changed here.
Material की वजह से.
Yes, nothing changed here. It won't. It will be skin color only. So now I have to modify the material. So come here, you can see automatically this thing is connected here. So now select this output, this thing, and drag, click and drag, and connect it to subsurface color. Instantly you can see color changed.
Yes.
And same thing to subsurface radius. You can make individual maps also, or you can apply the same thing. This is the easier way. If you want really realistic texture and anything, you have to create specific map, like subsurface, all the area that is like translucent, you have to create that map for that with color. Radius is basically translucency radius. So it's a radius is basically black and white map. So I'm using this map as a translucent. So wherever it is, it will, based on the color value, it will make it translucent or opaque. So I applied this thing, and let's test out the render one more time. Start. You can see color change this time. And I can see it's creating a straight, some hard line. Maybe there is an issue with the mesh. So I will. This is like recommended, like because I have used like yesterday's mesh. So whenever you project, use the lowest division file in your for rendering. So you will get exact correct output without any error. Because once you project, maybe this line shifted slightly here and there. So what is happening? The displacement map is baked based on that. So it's creating slightly issue in displacement. So that's why it's creating this hard line here. So it's always recommended if you, or maybe because of light. So I'll just simply.
So re-import the thing again.
Yes, that head I am going to re-import. Just give me a second. Still I can see that a straight line here. So what I'll do, I just simply open my ZBrush. It must be there in my like quick save. quick save. Here is the file. This lowest division, just export it back. Because placement might have changed slightly. So this is my model, drag and it's okay. I have to drag drop this thing. Drag drop, here it is. So first thing first, what I have to do is scale it 40. So it will come snap automatically because I have used the same thing. And this one I need to delete the base. And make sure apply soften edges. Everything is soft. Yes, now I'll go to my hypershade once again. Materials. This one is my head. Right click, assign. It's assigned now. Okay, now let's go and try. Oh, this. So this thing, and for this model, again I have to set up everything here under shape. Subdivision none. So for this we use cat Clark. This one subdivision was 6. Scroll down, you can see scalar value is 0 here. So I can keep it 0 also, 0.5 also, or 1 also. So let's create 1 and enable auto bump. That's it. You are done. You're good to go now. Now let's test out the render. So now see that line gone.
Yes, sir.
So it's basically like when you were display, when you were projected back, so maybe the mesh flow slightly changed. So because of that, it creates those issues. So it's recommended whenever you re-import your low poly and project all the detail, make sure export the lowest subdivision again and update your low poly. So even if there is a slight change, it will create problem in rendering. So now you can see it's completely gone, and my diffuse map have color information, and displacement also have all the information.
Yes, sir. सर आप अल्फा कार्ड्स भी बताएंगे ना?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
And sir, I checked your YouTube channel, sir. हमारे कुछ videos missing है sir अभी भी.
Okay, I'll cross check it.
Okay, sir.
So now basic this thing, so I can stop this one. So I can see everything is working. So close it. Now this time I'll use this main render. That is for like check everything. Now click on this to open the render view. It's empty because I haven't rendered anything. It's empty. And our render is selected. And first I'll click IPR.
To check the positioning.
Yes, to check the position and all. Then I can render one section of it instead of rendering the entire scene. I can see everything here. So this is most probably it's using my perspective view. So I'll stop it. Right click on IPR and select render. render cam basically.
So how do we insert a camera here?
Like from view, just whatever angle you like, go to view. There is the option create camera from like view.
Okay.
So you can create this. So I can see my this thing. Stop it. I stopped it, and I want to render only one section just to check everything. So I'll just simply don't have to do anything. Maybe only this section I want to render. This red line, this is the region I have selected, and click on the second option this time, render region. So based on this, it will render only this section. And this render will take little time, and because this will show you the final output based on whatever setting you have. It won't like IPR, it render passes one by one. It will render at once.
So this is faster.
This is slower.
Okay. So sir, the output of this render and IPR are same or different?
It will be same. Exactly same. IPR was it shows the process, like entire progress. It shows the progress. There is no progress. Like whatever you're getting here, it's the final output.
Okay.
That eyelash, I need to connect it properly.
Sir, एक और doubt था. Sir, the Emily project that you told us about. Sir, वो मैं I tried searching for it online. I found the download files like 500 MB का file that I downloaded, but I couldn't find the tutorials in it that you were talking.
There is no there is a in that blog they have in that blog everything is there written, like how to use it.
Sir, I found 2-3 blogs. I don't know which one to follow.
So let's see.
Sir, research papers मिले बहुत सारे मुझे.
Not this one. So let's see. I guess this one.
So this one is just a trailer sort of a thing.
So here, let's see. Not working. Okay. Let me check. There is a not this one. Something where not this one. Yeah, this one, I believe. I'll share the link.
Okay, sir.
So, and where are the project files?
Sir, files I downloaded from some other site.
So here basically they explain like all the passes. So how to create those detail and everything. And this is all scan. It should be somewhere here. Wiki Human project. I guess this one. Yeah, this one. So they give you all these maps and they show like how to connect this thing. So combination of all the maps here. There is a full tutorial also there on this some site. So this is a, let me share this chat. this one, and available for download. Digital. Array. There is a page, not this one, from where we can download this. It's free, of course, it's available. You can use it.
So is it videos or the PDF?
It's a video, and they have like this blog also. So check both of them. Not this one. Wiki Human. Okay, I'll check this. Like there is, I have saved it somewhere. I guess so. I'll check that.
Okay.
Check that and mail it to you guys. So now I have rendered this thing. So I want now I'm going to apply my normal map and my roughness map also. So I need to compare it. So what I'll do is I click on this option. So it will. So it basically, you can see it instantly there's a scroller came. So it stored this image here. So now I can apply anything, and it will. I can change this, switch this, and check the changes. So it stopped. Now let me go to Hypershade. Now I need to connect all those roughness and everything. So roughness under specular, we have roughness, and we have roughness map file, and go to files. Low poly, high, normal, roughness. Copy path, connected, it load, and again same thing, because roughness is grayscale map, raw, ignore color space, and color balance, alpha is luminance. Do it, and then let's come here and render it once again. Okay, done. I can just click. So you can see slight roughness change.
Yes, sir.
So check it like this. So if you this is now we have applied roughness. So I'll just keep one more image. So you can see it this color becomes shorter. I have two images, and this is third one. And now I'll apply normal. Oh, sorry, not this one. So select this again. Scroll down. You have geometry. Click on this. You can see bump mapping. Click here, files, and from this bump, change it to tangent space normal, and select your normal map. and delete, open the page, body normal. So body normal, you can see this, open. And normal should be raw. In order to change, this is alpha is luminance not required, and render it once again. Now it's combination of displacement and normal. Done. So I can see the difference change.
Yes,
So I guess I need to switch on the alpha as luminance. As I can see, it's making it little matte. Previously, it was slightly glossy. It become matte. Render it again.
So what does alpha's luminance do?
It basically like make it shiny, like shiny or matte. So based on that, it generates the output. So that's why you change it. They can make it like by default only. I don't know like why you have to switch it on and all. Still, you can see it's little matte. You can see little matte. So I can remove normal map only and we'll get better result. But it's like the eyes are slightly off. So what I'll do, select this. And this was like 0.5. So make it 0.5. And go back to main head. Or I'll just delete history. 0.5 is correct. Head. Right click, break connection. So I just remove the normal map. And render it once again. I can see like rendering is time consuming process. Like you have to sit and check everything one by one. You can see now the eyes are much better. That disconnect between eyelashes and eyes, that thing is now corrected automatically.
Yes, sir.
I
So
just
how?
changed. I just changed to 0.5. That is scalar value. Like what it was in ZBrush, same thing.
Okay.
That's why like all those values we have to keep in mind. ZBrush, it was 0.5, so I made it 0.5. Now it's like exactly the same shape how it was in high poly. Previously made it 1, so that's why there's like little extra, and it made it like little bulged out. So now I can see. See?
Yes, sir.
See? 0.5.
But 0.5 में इतना difference.
Yes, 0.5 is half, right? 50%.
So scalar value does exactly what?
It basically average out the map. So if one is basically, if it is white, it will be full white and full, it will extrude the model. If it's black, it will push the model inside. And scalar value 0.5 minutes become gray. So 50%. So 50% gives you whatever scalar value was there in ZBrush. Now I put 0.5, so it will give me the exact same output.
Okay, sir.
So now you can see like little gloss is also there. My skin detail, pores, everything is visible. I can like add all this thing, and then I can, and now I can feel my skin is slightly matte. It should be slightly glossy because skin is usually not this matte, right? So for this, let's push to another screen. So now to fix this, to make it a little glossy, there are a few things I can do. I can increase the IOR. IOR is index of refraction. So I can increase it slightly, make it little more reflective, maybe 0.5, 1.5, slightly. And these values you have to play around. You have to check like whatever works for you particularly, because this will be different for each and every character. Each and every part will be different. So you have to check that, check that whenever you're happy, freeze that, then move to next part. So that's why rendering takes so much time, because you have to each and every part, each and everything you have to check, double check and fix everything. It should work perfectly. So this time I'll just increase the boundary slightly, cover the nose completely, maybe slightly lips also. Render. Like similarly, I'll export displacement map for the horn also, because it have a lot of details. Then I'll render it. I'll do the same process, same, I have to check everything and fix it. So you can see everything become a little glossy now. I increase, so I made it 0.5, 0.33 to 0.5. So I can reduce it slightly because nose looks quite reflective, quite shiny. So I can make it like little reduce it like 0.33 to 0.4 maybe.
So it looks fine only.
Like to check overall, like right now, like I'm just checking this part. So in this section, I can see the nose looks little too shiny. So maybe like I can reduce it slightly. That, like you have to perfect it, like you have to sit and perfect it, correct everything. Lips looks glossy, so it's fine. So lips, you can see it's way too glossy.
Yes.
Like khoon pi kya ye to. Like so you can see like it's like glossy. So if you are like happy with this, then move to next next part, like horns and some other part. Then perfect that section also. So like this, one part at a time, you have to fix that material perfectly, and then move to next part. So for everything, you have to work like this. So that's why like rendering takes time.
So we'll just like render this small regions on all the parts and then take the final render.
Yes, once you are like everything looks fine, then take a full render.
Okay, sir.
So like I feel lips is way too glossy. I can reduce it slightly, so I can modify this thing. So now one more thing I can do is but it will become complicated then. like suppose I want to add some gloss, or I want to make those pores to like stand out. Like if you see any render like this Emily here, you can see, oh sorry, all these pores are not shiny, all the pores are matte. So what I can do here, so in this case, what we do is we bake that cavity map from ZBrush, and then we multiply that multiply that with our this thing roughness, or we connect it to a specular. So all the black part becomes matte. So it enhances the render again. So that's how like you can make it really complex. I can add like I can add a gloss separately just to make the this cheekbone slightly glossy, maybe the forehead slightly glossy. I can have a separate gloss map connected to a specular. It will work perfectly. So like that, we can manually connect everything and change everything. That's why we use so many maps. If you check this one, they have there's I guess they haven't mentioned anything. In this, they haven't mentioned it, but we can do it. So like this, we manually fix each and every part and render it out. And then like once you're happy, we're done with this. And if I want to like eyes should be slightly dark in color, so I just select array or